The fact that a young German man became king of Greece after it achieved independence from the Ottoman Empire in the early 1800s is never not going to be funny to me. And what is even funnier is that he actually wasn't going to be the king of Greece in the first place. This guy was Leopold I, another German who, instead of becoming king of Greece, just that same year decided, you know what, I'm going to be king of Belgium instead. History is really weird, and I need to explain this right now. Basically, the way that all this went down is that back in the early 1820s, the Greeks decided to launch their revolution against the Ottoman Empire, which was a severely weakened state, and over the course of then 10 years, they would fight a bloody effort to make themselves free. This revolution was supported by many of the great powers of Europe, namely Britain, France, and also Russia, but they didn't want an independent republican Greece. No, they wanted to bind Greece to the rest of the great power system, and they wanted a monarchy to rule it. The problem, though, was that you couldn't really have a British guy or a French guy or a Russian guy take the throne, because if they did, that means that one of the great powers would get a little bit more powerful, and you couldn't have that, so they decided on letting a German be in charge. Thus, the throne was offered to Leopold over here, who initially did accept, and he was said to become the king of Greece. Except, the big problem was that the great powers were not going to offer financial incentives or other kinds of things to help the Greek state, and so he looked at the whole thing and was like, yeah, no, this place is dirt poor and in horrible amounts of debt and broken. I don't want this. And so he gave up the crown, and instead, like that same year, was offered the crown of Belgium. And that's how we got the king of Belgium. And so the crown was offered to 17-year-old Otto of Bavaria, and yes, that is how a 17-year-old German boy became the king of Greece. If you want to learn even more history with me, you should join me on my group trips to Greece and Croatia, which you can only get spots for that for like the next 2 or 3 weeks before the trip closes. Let's go have some summer fun, my friends.